Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of How to Not Fail at LFR. As you should recall from the last episode, I just ran in because I died because the healers decided that, he's standing on the floor when Elegon's, gonna despawn it, so let's just let him die because he's a fail DPS. Anyway. Now we are moving on to the final boss. If you look, there is no trash right here because of my previous pull. You're welcome, everyone. And we still got one trash mob left before the boss, but we eliminated the other one, so this should go a lot faster. As you recall, these are the mobs that do the AoE petrification, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw out a Mass Dispel every now and again because everyone complains about it. It's stupid, they shouldn't complain about it. I mean, petrified 10, 20 seconds, whatever it is. But, whatever. They're gonna complain, so just to alleviate some tension, I'll go ahead and throw out my Mass Dispel. Now, if you take a look behind me, there is the Flamekeeper Krister, I think his name is. And he is fully embracing the essence, the true meaning of what it is to be a DPS by just standing there. As I mentioned before, you don't have to do anything. He probably put his friend on auto-follow from Elegon to get down here, and he's now just standing there, moving every time he gets damaged, but that's automatic. You can only try so hard to not do anything. There's some things that your character is just gonna do without you. So, but he's definitely making an attempt to embrace the non-effort of a DPS, and we commend him for that. So these guys are going down. What is going to happen in a minute is you will see one of our wonderful DPS is going to go and start the boss encounter before we have time to res or buff anyone, which is wonderful. As you can see, the red thing has started and it's going to pull us in a second. Now, all sarcasm aside, I let out this mass res in just enough time before I got pulled in, and I need be commended for that. You see, when a DPS does something, given that they don't have any real work to do, when they do something that, say, prevents the raid from automatically wiping, they have not only saved all of your lives and a tick of repair bill, they deserve great commendations. They don't have to do it, but they do because they care. They care about your LFR group very deeply, and it's just sad that so many caring DPS just go uncommended, and that's probably some of the reason that there's so many fail groups out there today. But anyway, on to this boss fight. The DPS, as always, don't have to do anything. There's lots of stuff around to kill. They can kind of go around. You see this big guy with a shield, you can kind of go in front of him and just damage him. If you go behind him, he actually takes some of the damage, but it's more fun to attack him from the front of him. And as you can see, he is approaching the tank there. Now, if he gets to the tank, it means you as a DPS are doing your job. He helps the tank by forcing him to move, so it kind of adds that extra mechanic, which, especially once the tanks have to tank the bosses, just is wonderful. They love it when they have to do that. So if you can let him get to the tank, that is just you being a superb DPS. Now, as you can see, the two big baddies have come out, and the tanks have not gotten them to the back of the room, which means their swipes and their abilities that you really have to watch for and pay attention to to know where they're coming. Well, there's boss mods to do that, but boss mods, no one uses them. They're not essential, so most people don't have them. But they've moved them to the back, kind of, so now it's they've taken all of the DPS's fun away. We no longer have to dodge all of their mechanics. Now, most of the DPS are doing just kind of bad. If you kind of saw there, they're attacking the ads and keeping the ads down, which, I mean, you can do, but it just kind of takes the fun. As you can see, that green line means the that courage with the shield is trying to get to the other tank, and we are going to let him get just to that tank, and then we're going to try and take him down. As you can see, his health's still mostly full, and he's kind of whomping on the tank as the baddie twin #1 is also doing all of his swipe abilities. So he's really got to look out for what he's doing. And yep, that one tank is dead. So now the healers have failed us, but have the added bonus of trying to get him back up. And I am also dead. What the hell? What the hell? What went wrong? I don't understand it. It's those stupid DPS taking the ads down, okay? I just picked a wonderful fail group to show all of you. It's wondrous, my choice in groups. So, we wiped because I don't know. The friggin' DPS were DPSing the ads. I mean, who attacks the ads? The bosses are what give you the loot. The loot is the only reason you do this, and it's quite clear that the boss is what has to go down. It's just ridiculous, okay? Whatever. Whatever. They don't have to do anything. Not their fault. It was the stupid healers. Those stupid healers were not healing everyone. I don't care how much damage we take. Your only job is to heal. All you have to do is make sure that everyone's health is greater than 0. Greater than 0. In DK's cases, you can even let them get to 0. You can let them go negative a bit, as long as they're up to 0 by the time their stupid talent purgatory thing is back up. Now, the tanks, I mean, this is clearly all of their fault. There's no denying it. They're supposed to be able to take the mechanics to the face and live. That's all they have to do. I mean, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and keep going to this boss, and hopefully our, you know what? I just realized what they were doing. They didn't fail. That was part of their strat. As you probably know with patch 5, I think they introduced it in 5.3, when a LFR group fails, they get, as you can see in the upper right hand corner of my screen, just next to my mini-map, LFR groups, when they wipe, get a perseverance buff, increasing, I think, by 5% the damage done, damage healed, and reducing 5% damage taken, I think. But, yeah, I forgot. That's actually one of the greatest strategies you can use in LFR, is to just wipe, get your stacks of perseverance, and then nuke the crap out of whatever encounter you're doing. It can even help for trash, so if you want to wipe on trash, that is the only excuse you have when wiping on trash, is because of that. Because you are trying to stack your perseverance buff. But still, trash kind of takes a long time to kill you. It's trash. Does your garbage can just open up and send out poisonous monsters to kill you? No. I mean, your dog can get into it, and he can eat chocolate, and that can kill him, but Aside from that, there's your garbage is filled with trash. That trash doesn't kill you. Therefore, wild trash is irrelevant and cannot kill you. So, we're going to get to this fight. We've all buffed this time, so we should have had in the last fight anyway, because it, I mean, the fact that we had 4 people dead when the encounter started, I brought up 2 of them. I mean, that's not a big factor. I mean, how much DPS can 4 people do? And I think one of them might have been a tank anyway, or maybe a healer, I don't know. I don't pay attention, I'm a DPS. If you pay attention, you're defeating the purpose of playing a DPS. It just doesn't make sense. So we're gonna try this again. We're going to focus the ads, because they're the only things here right now. I think you saw we kicked some people. I said no. I said I know I will not kick that person because, well, for 2 reasons. One being that they were gonna get kicked anyway. If a vote to kick comes up, you almost always hit yes, just because. In LFR, 5 people have to vote to kick to get the vote actually started. So 4 people have to unprompted click the person's name and right-click it and click vote to kick. So if 5 people are active enough, and because LFR is lazy, so if 5 people take that amount of effort, the person probably deserves to be kicked. So you can safely vote yes to kick anyone. We're still killing these ads. Don't know why our tanks aren't pulling enough damage to kill them. It's kind of pathetic. I can see why we wiped. And I suppose another thing I should explain about this fight is when those big baddie boss twins, when they are doing their combo of moves, if you are within range of them and dodge all 5, you get a extra action button. I think it does 200,000 or something like that damage, which is the only way you're supposed to damage the boss. It's the only way. The tanks are the only ones who really do damage to the boss. Now, a slight correction to that, I suppose. All of you DPS, especially if it's your first time, you should definitely go and try and mimic the tank and get that extra damage bonus, because it shows people that you're trying. It shows people that you, even if you don't know what you're doing, know what you're doing. I mean, it's 200k damage. All you have to do is not get hit by the mechanics. I mean, the tank doesn't have to avoid the mechanics because he's the tank. And regardless of the fact that when you get hit by his swipes, you get a stacking debuff that increases your damage taken and reduces your armor, and when you get hit by his all-around ability, you get stunned, you're a tank. If you are doing your job properly, then you're going to survive, along with the healers. Well, I mean, you're not supposed to use healers, you're supposed to be independent, but the healers are also there, meaning if you die, it's your fault, ultimately, but it also means that the healers weren't paying enough attention to you, but they shouldn't have to. You're a tank. You take all of the damage to the face, and you live through it. But back to the DPS. If it's your first time and you don't know what you're doing, you don't know the dance, you don't know anything, you should go and try and avoid his combo. It's called Devastating Combo, I think. And you should just run up to him and try not to get hit. if you do have any sort of boss mod, it will tell you which direction he's going and which direction you need to go. As well as kind of give you a warning that A, the devastating combo is coming, and B, when each individual events, because he does a combination of 5 out of the possible left arc, right arc, center arc, and I forget the name of it, but he does like a little cloud kind of around him, and he'll stun you if you get hit in that. But he does those, and the boss mods will tell you which and how to avoid it. But again, you don't even need to pay attention to that. You don't have to pay attention to the boss at all. You should just kind of move and not get hit. It's as simple as that. You get hit, you're not doing it right. So, DPS, first time, don't know what you're doing. Ignore all the ads and just go to the big boss guys and damage them, and don't get hit by any other stuff. But again, don't make sure you don't pay attention to your boss mods. Don't pay attention to your the AoEs that are on the ground, making it clear that that's where he's going to attack, and don't pay attention to the boss's movements, which also indicate which ability he is going to do, such as if he raises over his right shoulder, he's going to strike left. If he raises over his left shoulder, he's going to strike right, and I forget the animations for the other two, but because I don't have to know them. You just go and don't get hit. So it looks like we're all still alive except a healer, but that is completely okay. We don't care about that healer because that was a bad failure healer. If your healers die, then they didn't heal themselves, of all people. You would think that's the one health bar they pay attention to the most. But that about wraps up episode 3 of how to not fail at LFR. I'm not sure if I will be doing a tank or a healer specific guide next. I've kind of covered a lot of everything in this, but I'm still going to go through and do a specific play as both healer and tank. So if you'd like to see either more than the other next, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy these, go ahead and subscribe for more videos. And I will see you all next time.